Yeah, wrong pressure. Just let me put that there. Somewhere. 22222, 2 for 22. You good? And Shippo's hot as well, and so am I.
You got me chits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No.
Go again. Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Yep.
Just go again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Good afternoon from a very warm, humid Sydney Harbour for Heat 8 of the 2025 JJ Giltinan 18-foot skiff championships. There's breeze, not a lot, but certainly enough to get some good racing in today. That is for sure. Hello, I'm Peter Shipway with the Sale Media team of Dolly DeVola and Jimmy Bury and the boys behind the camera, bringing this great vision to you. The breeze is in, it was in only about an hour and a half ago. It's been quite humid here, quite still, but you just see the skiffs now sailing upwind and downwind in enough breeze to get a very good race in today. So as we say that, we'll say hello to you, Dolly, to give us the overview of the weather. Bit tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, viewers. Yeah, like you said, mate, beautiful day on Sydney Harbour, 31 degrees, very sticky and humid. In the last half hour, we've seen a very slight increase in the breeze, which is great to see. Up towards the top mark at the moment, we have about 13, maybe 14 knots. The breeze is not in the northeast at the moment. It's a little bit left of the northeast, so but hazy, not your typical northeast day. We've got an outgoing tide with a low of 0.3 at 4:03, so we should have an outgoing tide for most of the afternoon, Pete.
Well, Jimmy, the course, we know what it is. Just tell everyone what it is. A little bit of a surprise, but away you go. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pete. Yeah, they've got us set up on a windward leeward, so we're starting down near Clark Island, and the top mark is going to be up near the eastern Channel Light and be 3 laps. So that's what we're looking at today.
With the starting area down to the northwest of Clark Island, but we'll come back to that shortly. We've got about just over 15 minutes to go to the start. And overnight and yesterday there were no dramas on the point score. Everything remains the same. So we might have a look at that. It's very tight at the top of the board. That is for sure. Even after the win from Yandu on race 7. And there's the point score. Yandu leading. This is with a drop. The drop is in play. They're on 14 points. Finport, Keegan York, 16. Then a long way back is Rag and Famish. You'd have to say that they will probably need a semi-miracle to probably get into the top spot. But you never know. It's 2 races to play. And then we've got ASCC and CTEC, the 2 New Zealanders. Smeg doing very well in 6th spot. Black Knight 7. Balmain 8. Shaw and Partners, Emma Rankin, after an outstanding day on races 5 and 6. She did well. And Marine Outlet, they came very good last Thursday in race 7 with a very good 3rd. So they round out the top 10, and those grey highlighted placings are the drops that boats have incurred up to race 7. But there's the scene, very hazy day on the harbour. The breeze probably lucky at the starting area to be 10 knots, but a lot of yachts on the harbour, as you'd expect on a warm, beautiful afternoon. And there's a looking upwind from the start area up to the weather mark, a lot of yachts. A big cruise ship over in Athelbite, not going to affect anything, but you'll see as we pan round now a lot of yachts that are racing on the harbour. But earlier today, I spoke to a man that's probably got a chance to win the championship, and that was the skipper of Finport, Keegan York.
Describe yourself as an old bloke having fun, but you're having plenty of fun. 2 races to go, 2 points adrift.
Yep.
Pretty obvious what you've got to do, get up there and get a lot of places between you and Yandu. What's
well,
the game plan?
not a huge amount of places.
No, a few, but what do you got to do?
2 or 3.
What do you got to do?
One, we've got to try and get a good start. That's what our main game plan has been the whole week. Try and be in the first few, keep out of the fight, and then see what we can do. Unfortunately, Yandu gets out of the fight and they're gone. So we're, there's about 1 million different people who messaged me over the last couple of days suggesting different
Tell you
things.
what to do.
Yeah, and so we'll have a chat with the boys shortly and have a think about it.
Well, it looks as though it's going to be another good big sail breeze, I think, doesn't it? Not too much strength.
I'm not sure. Like it's in the northwest at the moment. I was starting to swing a little bit. Big run out tide. What do you think? One general, two? I'm not sure.
Only one.
Only one.
General, I think.
Well, even if it's a black flag and he can't name them all, he's gonna pull it up and go again.
Yeah. Yes. So the series has been, Yandu's what they won 5 heats.
5 heats.
I think so. The 4 and then a 1. Yeah. But I mean, there's consistency in any big regatta is the name of the game, isn't it? And that's what you've been really.
Well, I said to the boys at the beginning of the series, and they'll attest to this, that I said if we get second every race, I think we'll win this regatta. Not at that point in time thinking that Yandu was going to be that fast.
Yeah. And in the JJs over history, have you been runner-up?
I've been runner-up and I've been 4th, I don't know, about 4 times.
Yeah. And what's the future? 18s next year for you?
The near future is Wild Thing for Transpac and for Gladstone. 18s over in Europe for a week, possibly Moth Wells depending on Wild Thing. And then 18s and 16s next year for the focus.
But reasonable sort of project ahead, isn't it?
Yeah. Kurt's pretty wound up about the 16, I'd have to say. So I don't know how much 18 time I'll get.
Oh, well. Well, I'm sure you'll do well, whatever you sell. Keegan, good luck today and good luck tomorrow, mate. All the best.
Thanks, Shippers.
Good on you. Well, Keegan, you describe yourself as an old
Also,
bloke
running in
having fun.
conjunction with the championship is the handicap results, and we will have a quick look at those at the moment. We've got Smeg leading the way and the handicap. Honda Marine from New Zealand is second. Shore and Partners third. Skiff Ropes Rockstar from Germany is fourth. Then Wealth from Queensland and the Akarana Eatery from New Zealand. So the results there spread amongst the overseas people and the interstate people. So just quickly, people have asked about the handicap. How's it worked out? It's done very much on judging boats' previous performances and a little bit of history. It's trying to equalise the fleet, perhaps to make some of the lesser boats that don't figure in the scratch results figure in the handicap results. And for the long races, or not the short races, the handicaps are adjusted after each race. The winner is deducted 3 minutes, the second place 2 minutes, and the third place 1 minute after each day's racing. For the short race days, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes deducted from the first place, 1 minute from second, and half a minute from third. So after the races, those adjustments come into play. It's trying to equalise the fleet. So if you're Pythagoras, you could get fourth every day, and but you'd have to work out the maths on the run, and you need someone with a radio to tell you where to stop or where to start or where to go, so that you end up with 9 fourth placings. If you could do that, I think you'd win the handicap. But I don't think we've got an Aristotle or a Pythagoras out here to do that. But I think really it's to give perhaps some of the boats that, as I said earlier, that don't figure each time in the top placings, just a chance on handicap, and there's a prize for them.
Yeah, and also designed to reward basically the way it works is it rewards improvement as the carnival goes on. So if someone consistently plugs away and their speed around the track improves day by day, then the handicap system should work to their advantage. Otherwise, it just basically evens everyone out.
Well, we're just under 10 minutes to go to Heat 8 of the championship. Today's race sponsor or partner for the day is Smeg, and they're racing today for the Big Kite Memorial Trophy in memory of Dave Stevens, a great skiff sailor who was taken from us far, far too young. And in memory of Dave, who was commonly known as Big Kite, it's his trophy they're racing today. And of course, Winnings are the sponsor of the whole World Championship. And a lot of regulars are back. Grant Rollison, he must have got up very early in the West. He wanted to be first on the live chat. He's giving us the weather in Perth. Well, thanks, Rollo. That's really interesting.
Useful, Rollo.
Yeah, useful over here, Rollo. But anyway, Selwyn Rowe, Kurt Snowden's there. Mick Ralph, hello to you. Hello to you. Rollo's back again. Dave Kleinman from the Marshall Islands. Well, hello to you. Andy King from the United Kingdom. Yankee Express is there. Steve D from Sunshine Beach. Hello to you. Paul McNamara. I wonder who you're going for, Paul. Oh, go Team Smith. Anyway, they're doing you proud. They're doing a good job. Trevor Parker from Sydney, Vancouver Island checking in. Hello to you, Trevor. Graham Bennett from Darwin. Must be hot up there. It's damn hot here in Sydney. Adelaide Hills comes to say hello from Lofty. Bua Sarnet watching from Sausalito, California. Go Team Black Knight and Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
German fan, obviously.
Yeah, Graham Long, Norm Anderson, Pete Townend. As Big Kite's first cousin, thanks to the league for always remembering Dave's amazing sailing achievements. Well said, Peter. Gone but not forgotten. Nipper Henderson's there. John F. from Connecticut, USA. Stuart Brown from Sydney Harbour. I think Stuart's up from Tasmania. I saw his wife earlier on. Paul Pritchard, is there. So Alan Mansfield, Matt Brown. Thank you all. It's very much appreciated. Todd Martin, go the Black Knight. I'm sure you may be related to the crew, Todd. We've got a Thomas Martin and Andy Martin on the Black Knight team. Roger Prout. So, yes, we've got a lot watching. 6 minutes to go for Heat 8 of the championship. This could be the day that a lot is decided, with remembering Yandu leading by just 2 points from Finport, and then a fair gap of 12 points to Rag and Famish, who won the Heat 6, but they've been a bit wobbly in the other heats, and of course they came in as a pretty hot favourite into these regatta after taking all before them. But the Giltinans are another regatta altogether, and things get very serious. Now, what's this breeze doing, Dole? It's not great, is it?
It's not great. It looks like we've had a little bit of a drop in the last few minutes, but we've got a lot of traffic. So a lot of sails breaking up the wind and a lot of traffic. We've got a large, very large cruise liner, which isn't going to affect us, but it's anchored down below the start line. We've got a lot of charter boats and a lot of yachts. There's our 5 minutes.
Countdown on 5 minutes. Jimmy, did we get, sorry, you may have mentioned, did we get course direction at all? Have we heard that?
No, we didn't, and all the skiffs are all out where they hang the board over the back of the boat, so I don't want to get in there and annoy them.
No, okay. Well, we'd say it's probably, what, about 040 perhaps? Would it be?
The wind reading at the top mark currently is 10.5 knots from 064 degrees.
06? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit further around at the top mark than what we've got here.
Okay, well, 4:20 to go, and the pressure certainly on Finport and Yandu and the Rag. But will we get someone surprising to come out of the pack and challenge that top three? We've seen some good performances over the week, over the 7 races. The fans of Balmain, well, they had a disappointing day in race 7. They ripped their spinnaker quite spectacularly. If you can rip a spinnaker spectacularly, it just parted company, and they had to retire. That was their issue. It got caught in the rigging as it went up. They sheeted on at the windward mark, and the spinnaker just kept going. Split open like an orange, which is quite appropriate because they've got an orange spinnaker.
Yeah, well, they don't today, Pete. So that spinnaker hasn't been repaired, and they got permission to replace it for the next, at least for today, I know. So they're sporting a white spinnaker today, so we're quite used to looking for that orange kite, but the Balmain will have a white kite on today.
So the only orange spinnaker will be on our friends from 6th. So coming up to 3 minutes, and what's this line look like, Dole? It's
looks pretty even to me.
What you'd expect.
Yeah, Huey does lay a pretty even line. So
the length's been consistent too with these settings of it. I think it's about the same length.
There's been plenty of room for everyone to fit this week, so he hasn't been squeezing them in too tight. But most days, as we've seen, with a fairly even line, the majority are trying to start at the boat end, which has meant we've had a fair bit of traffic and a couple of little entanglements, haven't we? Lots of yelling.
Well, that's good 18-foot stuff. Yell at the start, yell at the weather marks. It wouldn't be 18-foot racing without it. It's part of the deal. There's a few big boats up the course. There's a lot of spectator boats out today because this really is a day that will have a lot to say on the overall championship positions. Heat 8, racing for the Big Kite Memorial Trophy. There's some of the spectator boats just coming into view there. A lot of ribs out. That's Clark Island. We're just to the northwest of Clark Island. And the beat up in towards a course bearing of 060, which will be up off Nielsen Park, probably Bottle and Glass area.
Yeah, we're looking up about the Eastern Channel light, we believe, should be the vicinity of the top mark.
Minute 30 to go, and we're going to see the fleet a bit towy. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm sure that Yandu and Finport will be just wanting to keep their powder dry.
I'm seeing that we're not getting a jam up at the boat end. We do have boats at the boat end, but we do have quite a few looking to shape up sort of midline. I'm just seeing
Rag going down to Leeward.
Rag down to Leeward. They're about to... they'll loop back up, I think. Finport's just taken a little bite to windward, Pete, to get closer to the boat end.
And also closer to Yandu, I think, Dol.
Yes. Not close enough for a match race, but...
There's the hooter for 1 minute. We're almost underway for race 8, and there's a fleet of yachts coming down that look as though they could challenge this start. So, guy off camera just jibing. I don't know where he's going to go. Anyway, we'll concentrate on the fleet with 40 seconds to go. Yandu up at the windward end. Finport down a few. Rag down to bottom with Lazarus. They like to start down there in the last few days. Rag and Lazarus has almost capsized down there, tipping into windward. There he going back. Tom Kunich going back. Probably trying to tack under Rag, but anyway, 20 seconds to go. Oh, Lazarus getting a bit of interference down there. Yep.
Getting a bit towy.
10 seconds to go. Rag advanced at the leeward end. Here's Yandu looking strong here.
Oh, I think we'll be going again.
It looks like it. I think Yandu bailed out. Do you want to take the risk? Emma Rankin at the committee boat. One hooter and no individual. Individual recall. Boy, oh boy. This will be interesting.
You can identify a lot of boats. It looked like there was a lot of boats over to me.
Well, the pin didn't look terribly favoured. Poor old Lazarus got clobbered down there, but there's Rag. He got the pin start. We'll get
Black Knight heading back, Pete.
Black Knight going back, thank you. Well, this will be interesting to see who was over, Jimmy. I know you're working at it as soon as we can, but...
Okay, flags down.
Flags down. Okay, it was only the Black
And we've got
Knight.
Smeg still coming back. They need to have a look at the boat.
Okay, so Smeg's come back. Great start by Emma Rankin. Shaw and Partners right at the committee boat. Just above Yandu, but with a lot of traffic on the harbour. Smeg going back. Didn't have to.
The flag's down. They should be having a look.
A lot of traffic now as we look up the harbour. Harbour chopped up a lot with spectator boats, yachts, ferries. Anyway, we're off to Bradley's. We're well under Bradley's because the start was to the northwest of Clark Island. But there's Yandu. Prominent early again. Surprise, surprise. He got a very good start. He was a whisker early. He thought he took a little dip to give himself a bit of extra room on the line, and he's standing out pretty nicely. Rag and Famish, the most leeward of the fleet, and that's him top right. See that big cruise ship up in Athelbite? He will not affect the fleet on this course. It's a 3-lap, windward leeward, and we're away.
Yandu, the most windward boat with a clear lane, and Rag and Famish, the most leeward boat. We've seen this movie before, haven't we, this week?
Okay, Rag coming back. ASCC are doing well. They will be in front of Rag and Famish. And Rag going behind Finport off camera. Shaw and Partners, where are they? Okay, they've dropped back a little bit. Okay, there's the Rag going across on Port behind Yandu. And the breeze, a little bit of squirrely here at Bradley's. You go too far and you'll get let down. It's going to happen to the ASCC boys, not familiar with the harbour. They're tacking away. Finport tacks as well. Yandu's tacked. It's tight. It's very tight.
I don't think we're going to see those two boats getting too far away from each other today.
I think at the moment, Yandu is going back on nothing great, but down to leeward of him is
ASCC and Finport have just come together.
Finport and ASCC.
There it is in the back of the screen.
Now this is not good. What happened? Was it
ASCC was ducking Shaw and Partners, and then I don't think Keegan gave him a bit of room below, but I could be wrong.
Oh dear,
not a good look.
This is not a good look at all. Look at this.
Hopefully everyone's all right.
ASCC and Finport.
Bow pole is broken off on ASCC, so that's the end of their day.
Finport looks intact. ASCC floundering around. Oh, there's a few yachts here. Shaw and Partners take the stern of one yacht. Emma Rankin well positioned, but it's Yandu out in front. Marine Outlet strong. SeaTech strong. And Finport, after that disastrous calamity with ASCC, are they?
Finport looks like they may be going home. People are all sitting on their wing.
Just dipping a yacht, I think.
Well, they're all sitting on the wing, Dole, that's all.
Okay.
Just sort of
copy.
This could be a issue for Finport. Certainly is now. They're well behind. Anyway, we'll concentrate. There's Yandu back onto Port, and there's SeaTech, the New Zealander, coming up on starboard. A lot of boats here. We're at Bradley's Head. The fleet are approaching Bradley's Head. There's Yandu. He's in front already. Wealth, the Queenslander, nicely positioned. Shaw and Partners also well up. Oh, look at this yacht. It just hangs in on Port. Well done. Not.
So, yeah, you're right, Jimmy. Finport heading back to the club. That's really disappointing.
Well, that's an early problem. So just recapping, ASCC and Finport came together. They got locked together. ASCC broke their pole. Oh, there's a bit of yelling here at Bradley's, which is good traditional 18-foot skiff stuff.
Gets pretty tight in here on Bradley's Head. The boats are getting in pretty tight to the rocks here.
So really, as we march upwind, there's the race leader, the series leader. Well, a lot to play out here with this Finport issue. Did you actually see what happened, Jimmy, or we didn't see it, did you?
Well, I've seen ASCC dipping to go behind Shaw and Partners, who were on starboard,
and when they did,
Finport was below them, and I don't know that Keegan gave him enough room to clear the back of Shaw and Partners.
Keegan was the leeward boat?
Yes, he was. So I'm not asserting that it was Keegan's fault, but that's the way I sort of seen it there.
Anyway, we will hear more about that. Rag showing good speed early on. It was down the leeward end at the start, and Yandu was up at the committee boat end.
Along with SeaTech, Pete. SeaTech have got away nicely.
They look nicely positioned.
Well in contention at the moment.
Lucky to be 10 knots here in Taylor's Bay. It's our friends from New Zealand, the SeaTech. Alex Failings, Matt Stephen and Brad Collins.
I don't know if the sailors are looking up course at some of the yachts that are further up the harbour, but looks like there's a little bit of a tick to the right further up the harbour.
Yeah.
So they should be looking to sneak over that side. Tide's going out, so being out in the middle, you get max tidal flow pushing you up.
That's 1 and 2 at the moment. Rag has split. They've gone over towards Shark Island. You can see them in the distance there. And the breeze, 8-9 knots perhaps. It's forecast about to get to 12 or so, and we got a reading from the weather mark at all, Jimmy. We'll see if we can get a weather reading from the weather mark. Now, forget it's a 3-lap windward-leeward course. 3-lap.
9.1 knots, Pete.
9.1 knots.
It's at the top mark, yeah.
The Shaw and Partners, they would be probably 4th or 5th.
We're going to see in a little bit when Rag comes and intersects with these guys, whether that little bit of right shift on the other side.
Yeah, so he's out there. There's the Rag, and behind him is Marine Outlet. I think Marine Outlet, yes.
Rag not quite getting the height that I was anticipating up there. It looks like the breeze has shifted back a little
Yandu
again.
going hard left into Taylor's Bay under Chowder Head. And nice, as usual, a little bit of a spike acceleration around the headland. That's what they're looking for. He's not far off attack. They're having a look around. Here they go. They got it listening to us. There you go. Well done, boys. And they're going to step out into a little bit more pressure.
And they've got a bit of a left shift on this side, but as I thought, that right side has paid at the moment, so advantage to Rag and
There's
Famish.
some yachts in the right. They're very high in the east.
That's what I was seeing, Pete.
Very high, and that, as you say, will advantage Rag, but the intersection coming up shortly, but it's a fair way off. There's Rag. Up to windward of him on his hip is Marine Outlet. And there's the Bigfoot. The Queenslanders have had a very disappointing week. They've had a few things not go their way. They didn't finish in the 7th heat, but in the first half dozen now, and they're going to go behind Shaw and Partners. And behind Shaw and Partners, just coming into view in a moment, will be Vycobi. Oh, there we're off them. We're on Marine Outlet. Rag's gone back for more. He likes what he's seeing in the right.
He had to dip Marine Outlet to get there.
So that's C-Tech behind Marine Outlet. Bigfoot behind Vycobi. Kirk Mitchell, Dan Barnett and Andrew Stevenson coming in towards Chowder Head. It's light here, but it's a big split breeze. Looking up to the wind towards the windward mark, boats are high on the left if you're in the left and high on the right if you're in the right.
Yandu in the middle at the moment with nice high on port tack.
Pretty safe.
They're on the tidal elevator. You can actually see them just shifting sideways.
Is that our weather mark, Jimmy, right at Nielsen Park there? Is that us or not?
No.
There's a lot of boats out racing.
No, Pete, middle of...
it's a fair way up, isn't it?
Cove.
Right up near the Eastern Channel. Okay, It's a long beat. We're only not even halfway up the beat. So it's almost, not quite near the Beashall Buoy, but not far off it, so it's a good beat. Plenty of room for get back into this game, but it's Yandu covering off on the fleet with excellent speed. There's Marine Outlet and above him, Yandu, if you've just joined us, Finport has retired along with ASCC. There was a collision just after the start between those two, and they have both gone home. So quite sensational news early on in this 8th and penultimate heat of the championship. Tom Kunich and his team going in towards Chowder Head. They're attacking in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And again, it's a little bit accelerating around the point. And they'll stand out, I think, a long port tack out into the harbour.
And just to the right of screen, Akarana's jib's blowing up.
They're flapping, yep, they're blowing a jib up. What happened to the Bigfoot on Thursday? Akarana got problems, the Akarana Eatery.
We've seen that happen a few times to a couple of boats this week.
Meanwhile, Yandu keeps on keeping on, but there's the Akarana boys. All sorts of trouble. Got someone trying to repair it, but losing a lot of ground. They are well positioned. See the Etchell fleet running down the harbour with spinnakers. And the breeze, probably 9 knots, maybe a gust of 10, not much more. Yandu tacking. He's riding off Nielsen Park. And C-Tech's done very well going to the right. C-Tech could be through to second. There's C-Tech. You'll see him come round the bow of... There he is. There's the beautiful Nielsen Park.
Your beach is finally open, Pete.
It is. Taking a while. Taking a bit of my money, but anyway, we're there. And by Kobe, going back on port. So we're about 2/3 the way up the first beat. Yandu leading. And he did a good job of covering the fleet off. He was in the left and then he got across to the right to protect his position.
Rags had to take another dig into
I think they were in the gas of C-Tech, were they? Vycobi's probably fourth. Where did Shore & Partners getting over to Steel Point? Sixth, nicely positioned on Steel Point. I saw in the park today, had a very nice chat with the mother of Six, Jacob Marks's mother. Said she's Canadian and she goes to Bradley's Head to watch the fleet go up and around, which is a great vantage point. She said she can hear all the swearing from there. But apparently her parents, Jacob's grandparents, watch from Canada, so hello to you if you're watching, and she'll be very proud of the job that Jacob is doing with Alex Marinelli and Matt Doyle, and he's off next week to Palma to compete as part of the Australian squad in the 49ers championships over there. So
Yandu's taken another chip back into the right just to cover off on the opposition behind and just put a bit of gas, dirty air back onto his opposition.
That's the Laser Fleet from Vaucluse Club, intermingling with the 18. So as we look at it, with about 300 or 400 metres to the windward mark the first time, Yandu, C-Tech, Marine Outlet, then probably Rag, Vycobi, Bigfoot, Shore & Partners, sixth. That's probably the gap. The group of with a bit of a gap then to the trailing middle of the pack. It's not that far spread out actually, the fleet at the moment.
Lead boat's pretty tight pack. Great to see Vycobi up in the mix today. They haven't had their best week, so they'll be happy to be in the mix on this first beat.
So Yandu not on a ley line, well under it at the moment, just coming back on a bit of a header. And boats behind them going back for more, led by C-Tech, going just tacking now. Just seeing top of screen with its black carbon sails. Now remembering here, port rounding. So it takes a bit of the trickery out of it. So the boat's approaching it. If you're starboard rounding, it always causes a bit of a chaos, but Yandu will lead, and he's got tacking shortly.
He should be.
Yeah. So he will lead from C-Tech. I think that's going to be, or is Vycobi on a nice little shift, laying the mark at the moment. Will he able to maintain that? If he can, he'd be in good shape. We'll get the clock running for them and see what we end up with here.
Yeah, C-Tech will roll over the top of Vycobi, but Vycobi in a very good position as a marine outlet.
Okay, Yandu about to round heat 8 of the championship. The series leader, Finport, has gone home, retired. Okay, they're around. Yeah, C-Tech shortened up on them a little bit there. They're around now. 5 seconds, the delta. So C-Tech, great set on Yandu. Trying to get over the top of Yandu. Up goes Yandu. Lovely
great set
job
on the C-Tech there.
C-Tech, okay. Vycobi, third. Marine Outlet, 4. The Rag, close enough, in 5th. And then, okay, Marine Outlet next. Then Rag. Straight into the jibe, Harry Price. Then Lazarus. Bigfoot of Queensland. Balmain boys. Next after them will be Shore & Partners. Round the outside go Balmain. Here comes Emma Rankin, Brandon Byack and Joel Turner. Then a little gap to Wealth. Next will be Sixth. And then just on the inside of Wealth is the Red Spinnaker of Shaw and Partners. We'll see Sixth are jibing also. They're jibing off. It's a VMG run, don't forget. Back to the starting area gate. Victorians next. Then the Burrowang. Who we got after that is Honda. There's Honda around, another New Zealander. Then the Rockstar, is it?
Yep, Skiff Ropes.
Skiff Ropes, Rockstar, Germany. Where's the Black Knight?
The next one coming here, mate, was Smeg.
Well, they both went back. Black Knight, we believe, was over. He went back and the recall flag came down. Smeg went back and after the recall flag was down when he went back, so we're assuming that he was not over, but the bigger disadvantage there to Smeg. As we on the run down the first time with Kitchen Makers after Smeg, then Noakes, the Royal Oak. The Goat, but anyway, we're away to Clark Island. Yandu leading narrowly by 5 seconds.
You can see Akarana Eatery still over trying to. They've just gone into the lee of the headland to try and fix that. Hetzel sheet doesn't look like they're having much luck with it because that's been a good one. 4 or 5 minutes, hasn't it, Jimmy?
It has, Dole, and they were actually in a really good position when it happened. It's always that, I think Craig Nichols calls it the light bulb moment where it goes brightest before it goes bang.
Yeah.
So it's feel sorry for those guys, I really do.
I think by now there'll be a conversation happening in the rigging part too.
Well, yeah, I think everyone will be checking that loop connector that they use to go onto the adjuster board.
No, I mean with our 2 retired crews who are already back in the park.
Oh, right. That
Might
one.
be having a little chat.
That one.
Yeah.
Yandu jiving along with C-Tech and Taylor's Bay. About halfway down the first run. Remembering Finport and ASCC had a collision shortly after the start and both boats retired. Now we're our 6th and Rag and Famish. They did a jibe set and they're running down Rose Bay towards Shark Island. They're on the eastern side of the harbour. These boats, of course, on the western side. It's not that fresh here. It's 8 to 9 knots. That's about all. A lot of bow up on the skiffs to keep them going. There's Shaw and Partners. Won't want to go much further there, Emma. We've run out of gas in a moment. There's Wealth from Queensland. Vycobi very much in the top pack.
Just had a report from the Sound, which is just a bit further up the harbour between the heads and there. They're starting to get 16 knots of breeze up there, so we might see a little bit of an increase, but there obviously they don't have the land interference that we have further down.
Well, that'd be nice, 16 knots. We certainly have not got that here halfway down this run, but we've got enough to get them up and going, the 18s. 3 strings, nice sailing breeze. Yandu leads, tight. We've got to see where Rag comes in. He's coming in from the left, looking downwind. Way off camera at the moment. He's just jibed at Shark Island. These boats are running down. There's Yandu, just getting past Bradley's head. Still a nice gap over Rag, that's for sure. I don't think Rag gained anything by doing what he did at the jibe set. He was closely about 4th or 5th. There's Shark Island at the top. You just see Rag coming in with a black spinnaker with a white patch in it.
Down the middle, punching a bit more tide over there.
I think Yandu has extended over C-Tech. There's Rag jibing back. There's ASCC limping home. They broke their pole, did they, Jimmy? Is that what we thought?
It definitely looked like a broken pole.
Surprised they're still out here floating around, that they haven't made it back into the park yet. Probably trying to secure that pole so that it doesn't damage their hull.
Okay, Yandu jibes. Okay, C-Tech jibe inside them. No, it's closer than I thought. C-Tech ran them down a little bit there. By Kobe close to second, but I still think third. Yeah, by Kobe third for sure. And then a couple of boats right in on Bradley's, Marine Outlet and Lazarus. Rag more out in the middle of the harbour. You can see Yandu still running away on starboard jibe. There's a gate down here. It's a windward leeward.
Marine Outlet on a boomer down off Bradley's head.
You've got that spiky bit there that's accelerated round the point.
Too good to last. Had a good couple of days, the Marine Outlet. There they are. Just going to jibe, but I said they were on a spiky gust there. They've just jibed back onto it. So looking to hook back into that same line of breeze.
Well, Josh Marepsky leaves on Tuesday to go to Palmer to coach the Australian 49er team. Harry Price will be over there. Max Paul's over there. They've got about 5 or 6 boats over there. Also, Jacob Marks is there. So now the fleet are getting down towards this mark. Yandu still leads. Probably extended a little bit over his 5 seconds, but C-Tech very close. Just up above him there.
Very tricky little patch to negotiate into this gate mark. There's a lot of boats, a lot of patchy air. Just trying to negotiate through all that trouble.
Motor crews wash to get through.
Yandu early drop and C-Tech just hanging on to a little bit longer.
So they're both going to left-hand mark, are they? I think so. They're going to reach up to it. Yes. Yandu left-hand mark. C-Tech also. Yeah, it's almost the same delta. Yandu are clean and tidy. Around they go. Oh, okay. It's going to give a bit of room.
No room for them there.
And you don't want to take any risks, that's for sure.
C-Tech with the rights there.
Yeah, bit of yelling. Okay, now Marine Outlet going to the right hand. Where will they go? Let's see. Oh, Vycobi coming in. They will go to the right hand mark. They will get third around. Then Balmain, after their disappointment in race 7 when they split their spinnaker, they will be fourth. Marine Outlet 5. Lazarus 6, Rag 7. So Lazarus jibe set as well and got in front of Rag. They did the same manoeuvre.
Just off screen, Yandu doing a penalty turn, Pete.
Yeah, I think they were just worried they might have infringed at that mark.
Didn't want to take the risk. With Finport out of play at the moment. Okay, Finport around, Rag's around. Oh, that's interesting. So it is all happening. Yandu have done the penalty turn.
For the sake of a penalty turn, they would.
With Keegan on the beach.
Yeah.
Very smart thing to do. Next around will be Shaw and Partners, then 6th. Oh, under pressure, the 6th boys. Jibe drop. Nice work. Shaw and Partners round. 6th right up their exhaust pipe. Good job, 6th. At the other gate is the Bigfoot. And then following on is who we got here, Jimmy?
The Victorians.
I haven't seen the Gotcha for Life. They had a crew change today. The Fang couldn't. Berger couldn't go the distance. Michael Kendy's knees gave out, and Dave Lorimer from Western Australia's over with Dave Lightfoot and Will Dargaville. Ran into
Burrowing.
over.
That was never going to work.
No, Honda's
Honda
wobbly,
Marine's gonna
Hobler,
follow
Barry,
them.
wobbly, they're
Join
going to
them.
follow them. They're joining the party.
And are they just missed
Yeah.
the mark?
Oh, dear. So 2 capsized at the left-hand gate. Kitchen Maker will go round the right-hand gate clean. Oh, boy, that's breeze spiky here. The Black Knight coming in. They've overlaid just, I think. There they are, the Black Knight. Not having the best of days here. Well, they went back at the start. They were over at the start. So remembering, C-Tech and Yandu rounded together, but Yandu took a penalty turn in case there was an issue at that rounding. Black Knight have got to get their jib. Their
Noakes to the left of screen.
Noakes are over. Yeah, they're overlaid. Black Knight not looking too good with their jib batten round the wrong side of the forestay. Now it's right. And the breeze is up here, Dole. We might have got a bit of that first puffs of the
What I was talking
building
about
breeze.
up in the sound, it's just starting to make its way
it's
down
10,
the harbour.
11, 12 knots here at Bradley's. So we got 3 capsized at the gate the first time. Burrowing, Honda and Noakes. So Yandu gave advantage back to C-Tech.
And Rag and Famish crossed not far behind Yandu, and they were a fair way behind. So that penalty turn was quite expensive, but they can afford to do it at this point in time.
So the breeze is up. That's the good news on this second of 3 beats. On the 8th heat of this championship, Yandu, the series leader, probably back in second spot at the moment, close to Rag, who's pushing hard for third, but C-Tech leading. There's Yandu coming off Bradley's. Lovely old gaffer going upwind. As Tom Kunich and the boys go above him in the Lazarus, well positioned.
Okay, so here's Yandu, and we're going to see it cross with some of the trailing pack.
Yandu, I think Vycobi are in front of Yandu, and way at the top there is C-Tech going in towards Shark Island. So Yandu crossed Rag, so probably it's Vycobi second, C-Tech first, and Yandu third. And Balmain certainly in the hunt. Okay, here's the cross coming up between Yandu and C-Tech. C-Tech starboard, so Yandu behind. Okay, took a little dip, I think. So it's close.
No, I think they were clear behind. A little bit of distance between them still.
Breeze building here nicely at Bradley's head area. Remembering the weather mark up near the Eastern Channel Pipeline. So it's a fairly long beat. This is the second of 3.
Just to outside of that shot, we'll come into this shot in a sec, is Akarana Eatery back up and racing with a spinnaker, and it looks like a jib fixed.
Yes, they had a real problem halfway up the first beat.
I don't know if Marine Outlet, if we can get a shot of Marine Outlet on our right there, Jono, I'm not sure if they're just not sailing well, but they've got no vang at the moment, so I suspect they might have a gear problem on board there.
Yeah, you can see them very open.
Very open. They've got no vang on, so either they're not looking at their rig or they've got a problem.
That will make them slow, slow, slow. So on Vycobi, that's the Cardinal mark at Taylor's Bay off Bradley's Head as they go into Taylor's Bay, and the breeze is good here. We've got 11, 12 knots perhaps, I would think. Yandu right on Shark, went into Shark Island. There he is, and here's the cross with the Rag. He's ahead of the Rag. And C-Tech, I think Yandu's got himself in, I was going to say front of C-Tech, but C-Tech's going back on a pretty good left-hander. Maybe Vycobi. Well, there's a big split. Vycobi going hard into the left in Taylor's Bay. So there he is. Way in the distance you can see Yandu and C-Tech. So this will be an interesting cross here.
Well, Vycobi looks like they'll pick up some left-hand pressure, but they don't want to get in too far into that patchy breeze. I think they'll be tacking fairly shortly. Here they go now.
Okay, there's Vycobi tacked. So this is the interesting cross. C-Tech and Yandu will be very close. Here they come. C-Tech is in high groove in port. Yandu down on starboard. And Yandu and C-Tech. Now C-Tech's just across. Couple of boat lengths.
These four boats really close.
And Balmain in the mix. Rag and Famish also. And then way in the left, Vycobi. There's Balmain just going behind the Rag. So if you've just joined us, we're not about halfway through this 8th heat, and Finport retired along with ASCC after a collision just after the start.
We do have Vycobi coming out of that left-hand side fairly well. They're going to still be behind Yandu and Rag by the looks, but they've certainly come right back into it. Going to be pretty close. There's the shot there. Thanks, boys. So we're going to see that cross there coming up. It looks like Vycobi just dipping behind.
So that would say that pretty even. Vycobi's going to cross Rag. And Rag dropping in a little bit on Yandu, but the breeze is probably 12 knots here, halfway up this beat.
Maybe a touch more in the gust, Pete.
And look what's in the way of Rag and Famish. I just can't bring myself to look at it. I really can't. Anyway, so we...
Balmain, that was, Pete.
Balmain, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm so exasperated in what I'm looking at here that I won't even tell you what I'm seeing.
People in glass barges
shouldn't throw stones. That's right. If you know what I mean.
Next intersection we're about to see is Vycobi and C-Tech.
So those two boats going into shout ahead, Yandu and Rag are very low on starboard, which would mean if they come out, they could be in really good left-hand pressure. Balmain's going back here, nothing great, but the breeze is up, probably 13 knots, perhaps.
Vycobi made a huge gain in that left-hand side.
He did. He went right into Taylor's Bay.
So we were seeing that left-hand pressure in there, but I think now he's probably come out into the middle a bit too far, but he should be going back and covering off on those guys. I think he might shortly, but he did cross in front of C-Tech, but crossed behind Yandu very narrowly.
Well, the good news for the Rag fans is that they're hanging in there today. But Yandu starting to get moving into their work nicely. They took a penalty turn at the leeward gate after close encounters with C-Tech. They didn't want to take any risk, but now they're coming out off the shore. C-Tech going back in, but Yandu are across, and they're high on the left. Now Vycobi, they're in the middle. So they're going to come back, Vycobi, on a probably low starboard. But anyway, Yandu is starting to motor, I think. That's the news we're getting, and that's the news we're seeing.
Vycobi really rolling the dice. They've decided to go all the way over to the eastern side over here.
Yeah, right into Nielsen Park. Boy, it's a big split.
Minimise their tax.
Yeah, they're doing that. And they are using the tide to their advantage, and there is some Etchels over on that eastern side who are high on starboard. But whether they can carry that high lane all the way up to the top mark But we'll see. You can looking at Yandu now.
He's in good breeze. He's in terrific breeze. Best
And
we've
it's
seen all race.
left-hand pressure.
Yeah, it's got 14 knots here written all over it. And this is where Yandu can straighten their legs, the crew, and bend their backs and move into their work nicely. And that's what they're doing. There's Vycobi going into Nielsen Park Shore. Bottle and glass. Looking for the right-hander to come back on. But it's a nice breeze here. We're about 2/3 the way up the second beat. Camp Cove in the background.
Much more pressure in the left.
Like, where's C-Tech? Okay, C-Tech's dropped back a little. Finn Rodowitz, Max Paul and Harry Price third on the point score at the moment. Okay, here's the cross we're looking at. Oh, you see how close Vycobi is into Nielsen. That's the marker there. There's the Etchells below him. But anyway, this is going to see the cross coming up. C-Tech will be third, I would think. Yandu, depending on where Vycobi ends up, it'll be between Vycobi and Yandu at the moment. Yandu look as though they're really settling down nicely here, and breeze that favours them. C-Tech high on the left also. No, I don't think Vycobi's done very well there at the moment.
I said, it was low pressure, bad angle
well, you can
in
see
there.
Yandu, top of the screen in the middle. That was a big split by Vycobi. Oh yeah, Yandu's opened up nicely again. How often have we said that this week?
Rag and Famish hanging in there with him low. And then C-Tech further to windward on their hip.
Right. So Vycobi could have perhaps dropped back to fourth. Yeah, it was in the left, that shift, with the pressure.
Yeah, the damage to Vycobi may be not as bad as what it initially looked, but
no,
still a loss there.
The Yandu tacking, that's the mark just there near the camera cat. You can see on the bow of the camera cat now. It's a great drone shot. It's
a little bit of a skinny ley line they've got there.
See the Etchells behind them. They point high, and as those classes do, and Yandu...
Tide will help them though, Pete.
Yeah, he'll lay, I think.
Yeah.
Well, C-Tech is very much in it. He's right in this, C-Tech. Here he comes. Didn't look too good for a moment. He's coming in on port.
He's going to do well
take a little dip, I think. Right of way to Yandu on starboard. Well, it's about the same distance they were at the weather mark the first time. But Yandu did do the penalty turn. Don't forget, Yandu around and straight into a hoist, are they? Yes, they are. Now C-Tech. 11 seconds the delta. Yandu set. Rag third. Another couple of other boats come in from port as well. So Vycobi was the loser out of that one. Did the big split. Got in front by going left, then he went hard right.
Balmain coming in.
Balmain will get round in fourth spot. Then Marine Outlet. Balmain, Henry Larkins, Tom Grimes and Flynn Toomey, they're around. Vycobi next. So they are fifth. And
Marine Outlet, no Vang still. I don't know what's going on there.
Would have to have broken it, or the attachments come adrift, something.
I think it's still there. It's a bit hard to tell with the spinnaker bag connection, but
I'm sure Josh would make sure the 49ers have got Vang on Dole.
Yeah, different sort of Vang on those boats, a Ram Vang, but yeah, not good.
Does
Okay.
look like the vang is attached there, Dol.
Yeah, it does.
So-
It does, yeah, but look how open the...
yeah.
And
Sailors.
they'd sailed all the way from Bradley's Head when I first spotted that. It was still off when they came into the top mark then.
Okay, so no one has jibe set. It's just a straight run on starboard now towards Taylor's Bay. It's Marine Outlet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A bit of yelling at the weather mark. Here's some action. Who we got going round next? It's the
Bigfoot and
Bigfoot of
Lazarus.
Queensland and Lazarus. And following them, Victoria having their best outing, I would think. Victorian boys.
Yeah, Scotty Cunningham, good job
Yeah.
from him, and good job from Dave Hayter and the boys on the Bigfoot too.
Okay, Lazarus round, then Victoria, then Shaw and Partners, then Smeg starting to get through a bit, but they gave a big start when they went back, along with the Black Knight. So we're away to Taylor's Bay in about, what have we got, 11, 12, 13 knots perhaps, maybe a bit more pressure as they get down the course towards Bradley's. But they're in full width now. There's the Bigfoot. Up there, the leading group. This is the second of 3 runs of Windward Leeward.
Had a little bit of a spike up in the gust, but it's definitely got more patchy and gusty. So when the gusts are there, they've got good pressure, but there's a lot of holes out here. They'll really have to pick some good angles down this run, but at the moment they're all running together. Last time we saw Harry Price and the Rag boys do a couple of jibes down the middle, which didn't really pay for them. This time they've decided to keep running with the pack.
See Balmain to the left there. Got a bit of history for the Balmain followers. You might be able to relate that, Dolly, with all the Morris clan involved with the Balmain sponsorship.
Well, you can tell us a bit about George, who he sailed with.
Graham Morris.
Graham, who did Graham sail with?
He sailed back in the Royal Port Nicholson Yacht Club with Jeff Stagg. So
That's
there
right.
you go, Staggy. Do you remember Graham Morris? He certainly remembers you. And the Balmain slake is owned by his son Brett, who is the father to Gray Morris, the silver medalist and current world #1 in the Olympic IQ windfoil. And overnight, Gray won the International IQ Games event in extreme conditions in Cadiz, Spain. Dominated the 30-plus knot conditions. So, wonderful performance to Gray Morris. So, Staggy, there's a bit of trivia for you, and thank you. I know you're most concerned about my blood pressure, and I see all these kumquats. So, I did go to St Vincent's Hospital yesterday to get a check-up, and they said I'm perfectly normal.
And the final connection is Scarlett Morris, who's Gray's sister, is working at the 18-footers, helping with the organisation of the 18-footer racing, and she's been a great new asset to the club.
Okay, well, it's tight at the front. Rag getting their nose into the picture. C-Tech second, just running down the eastern side of Bradley's Head. Still a few yachts on the harbour. There's the Bradley's Head lighthouse. Just to the left is Yandu. Certainly haven't got things their own way at the moment. Down to the gate, the Leeward Gate.
Yeah, of these 3 boats, the Rag has probably picked a nice line, just a little bit to windward of both Yandu and C-Tech, but he's got a little bit of a cleaner line and just on a nice little bit of breeze there at the
A few
moment.
more white caps on the water. It's one of the historical 18s go upwind slowly.
And where Harry's going now is just that little funnel off Bradley's Head that we saw Marine Outlet pick up a stonking gust through there last time.
Right in the hunt, Harry Price. But it's Yandu that leads. C-Tech, Rag, by Kobe, Balmain, Marine Outlet. Balmain got himself to 4th. Henry Larkins, there's jibe back on the Yandu.
Balmain is sporting that crispy brand new white spinnaker.
Looks pretty neat too. Anyway, this is C-Tech. This is C-Tech. Yep.
It is, yep. Alex Vallings from the boys.
They're getting a really good gust here. They're almost laying the gate, not quite, and maybe a whisker above it. And there's Rag. They've certainly got at least one jibing in.
Gee, Yandu's picked a beautiful line into this gate.
So they went left-hand gate last time. And that's when they got a bit tangled up with C-Tech and had to do their penalty turn. Remembering Finport and ASCC are out of today's race. I think a little bit more to be heard of that in the protest room overnight or this afternoon.
Yeah, I think we'll see Yandu jibe shortly and then come in
to the left-hand gate.
Conventional drop and take that left-hand turn.
Good battle for second. We'll see that shortly. Yandu extended slightly. There they go off camera. Here's the battle for second. C-Tech have at least got one more jibe. Rag may not if he gets down to that left gate. Yandu just dropped.
Yeah, they left it late.
I think he's going to do what he did last time. Just reach up to that left-hand gate. Okay. Rag looking at the left-hand gate. Is he or is he going to jibe? What's he going to do? He's just above the lay line here. He's trying to. Oh no, he's going to jibe and go to the right hand. Oh no, he's going to.
As is C-Tech.
They're going to drop
dropping as well.
Go to the right hand gate. So the split already at the Lewin gate the last time. We're on the final beat. Race 8 of the JJs for 2025. Yandu leads. C-Tech second. Rag and Famish third. Close, and very fresh here now. And then barrelling in next is Balmain off camera.
A late messy drop on the C-Tech and Harry couldn't squeeze over him, so he decided to put the bow down and try and push through to Lewin.
And we've got 15 knots here at best. Really good pressure. Balmain. Okay, they're clean at the left-hand gate. So they made their fourth and certainly in touch. Marine Outlet. Vangler should say.
Well, we'll see when they come on a wind here whether that leach is still wide open like a barn door.
And then dropped out of that a little is Vycobi. They'll be next round. No, it still looks...
It's a barn door.
Yeah.
But somehow they're managing to hang in there. So they sold most of that last work like that.
It looks like the same. Again, Vycobi around left-hand gate.
We're just saying Charlie try and give Cam a hand to rip the main on, so I think the Vang is, safe to say, is gone.
And they're sheet vanging it, as we say.
Look how open the sail is. Anyway, Bigfoot, bags and covers from Queensland. Dave Hayter, Ben Roxburgh and Elliot Marr, they're next around.
Great job from those guys.
Here comes the Lazarus at pace, off camera at the moment. We will see them in a moment. There's Tommy Kunich and the boys. Really fresh here now, Dol. I'd say we've got our 15 plus knots here.
I think this is the breeze that was reported to me from the sound finally making its way down.
Come on, boys, they've got a bit of work to do, and they're
Lazarus,
gone.
they're in trouble.
Gone.
They might save it.
No, they're just parked into the mark.
They're going to save it,
they are.
But that spinnaker's not in.
No, and it's still up the mast, it's still out the bow. A lot of work to do. Okay, Smeg now making a bit of a late charge.
And remembering, Smeg went back at the start.
Shore Partners going left-hand gate.
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. Good effort from Nathan McNamara and the boys to get back in.
Black Knight also went back. Just in front of them, the Team Victoria. 6th of Overlay. They're dropping. You'll see them come into... Where are they going? Where's...
I want to get that spinnaker.
Jacob's going to the left-hand gate. And then Wealth will be next. There's 6th. Oh, there's
Rag just threading the needle through there.
Absolutely.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure. So there's the big foot. And then there's Wealth will be next round. There's a long gap then to
Kitchen Maker.
And then Ropes, Yacht Rockstar. Okay, here's Rag and Yandu bashing their way upwind for the last time off Bradley's. It's a lovely breeze now. It's still a hot, humid day on the harbour. Got heat haze around. And a great battle we've got at the front of the fleet. Balmain's certainly making inroads, but here's a couple charging downwind still.
Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
Yep.
And the Kitchen Maker.
Kitchen Maker.
Shout out to Darren McCavanaugh watching from the luxury of his boat somewhere in the Bahamas.
That's the
Hard
go.
to take.
There's the Burrowang. They've already... Did Burrowang have a capsize today? They did. The first time at the gate, I think.
Yeah, bottom mark. Yeah.
There's a few Etchels still running down. I think they're getting close to their finish race, but Black Knight and Shaw and Partners down off Point Piper. Shaw and Partners just tacking, going behind the Black Knight. Hard work for Emma now with this big sail and this breeze freshening in. Only a lightweight crew, but certainly not lightweight this crew on Yandu. They led at the leeward gate narrowly.
I can report Lazarus are going again, but that messy spinnaker drop
Cost
at
them
the
plenty.
bottom cost them a lot of ground.
Is the Royal Oak, 4 Pines. Hugo
Followed
Stoner.
by, about to appear in shot, the Goat UK. There they are, Goat Marine. And then the Burrowang.
The Honda Marine is still coming. Any after? Oh, yeah, Gotcha for Life. Still coming.
Yandu just tacking on screen there, back on the starboard. Coming back to cover off on their opposition.
Gotcha for Life. Dave Lightfoot. He's had a nice chat to his wife and friends in the club this morning before the race. They're over from Perth to watch the regatta. So welcome to those people and friends. Lovely to have you here with us. And there's Balmain. Boy, it's nice and fresh here. So we've got our 15 knots.
Shame we don't have a couple more laps. We're on the last beat this time.
So it's a battle between SeaTech and Yandu. So we look at...
There's a cross coming up and
Yep.
Yandu look clear ahead.
We'll see them in a moment. There's SeaTech going on port, Yandu starboard. Right in the middle between basically Steel Point and Bradley's Head. A lot of white caps on the water now. And this is the conditions that Yandu has proved to be very dominant in the previous few races, but he hasn't got things all his own way at the moment. Rag going for the split. They're going in towards Shark Island, Rose Bay. Harry Price is close enough to make things interesting.
Keeps rolling the dice, Harry. He's sailing, always sailing different tactics to everyone today. He's just tacked now.
So they're all
coming
on
back.
starboard, going left in towards the western side of the harbour. Yeah, Yandu's opened up nicely on SeaTech.
Not far behind Yandu, SeaTech and Rag. We've got Balmain and Marine Outlet giving chase. Not too far behind. Who was that? 18-footers bar and
restaurant.
I think.
Looking upwind where we are on the camera cut, there was a big, spectacular nosedive
Big pitch pole.
by the 18-foot bar and restaurant.
There's
the
Rag
team.
with starboard on the pirate ship. There they are. And we've just gone past them ourselves and they said, "Arr."
Hey, Heidi. Like with a parrot on his shoulder. What's happening there?
A bachelor's handbag on his shoulder.
Rag about, they should squeeze over this yacht, okay. The yacht certainly, now he's just eased his mate
Yeah,
and given
good on
him
you.
a bit of room. Good on you, champ.
MH442, full marks to you. Got out of his way.
They all panic because that's Middle Harbour, obviously, the MH. Shippo, where we're based
Where
out
from?
of.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is that there's a historical 18, the just tacking in front of Yandu, or capsizing, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
they
a
managed
mistake,
to
is
save
it? Or I'm not sure which boat it is anyway. But it's Yandu percolating up towards Chowder Head. It's going to bounce off there in good left-hand pressure. It's plenty of wind up here now. Halfway up the final beat.
We're about to see Yandu sail past Yendes, and Yendes are two very well-known names on Sydney Harbour, historical boat names on Sydney Harbour.
Yendes has got height on him at the moment. Absolutely.
That'll be Bucko giving the technique.
Got the traveller up, look at this.
Yeah, Bucko will be saying, let's get a loose cover on them.
Great height on the Yendes. Will Yandu get across him? I think he probably will. There's a great shot. New and old. Yandu flying along. Now, Dol, do you want to talk about the sails on Yandu and Finport?
Yeah, so they're sails from Michael Carter and Nick Daly, and the obvious what people can see is the different materials. So Norths are using the carbon cloth, and Yandu, along with Finport and Marine Outlet, are using a different type membrane sail. They're certainly making it look a lot more controllable, especially when we get uprange. Just perfected it a bit better, and it looks to me like Yandu have perfected it better than the others. They just have such beautiful sail control on that boat. And as we can see now, they're just
stepped out, haven't they?
They've just stepped out. They're marching away now.
So the sails come out of incidents in France, and we do a lot of work over there for the mockers and double-handed, single-handed fleet. And Fang Warren, the sheet hand on Yandu, has done a lot of work on the mainsail with Michael Carter, who's really designed the jib and spinnakers. But Fang has had a lot of input on the mainsail, and seeing the benefit of that, certainly in this regatta, in the up-breeze strength. But
yeah, and we're seeing a bit of that now. The membranes are made overseas, and then they ship them in
and assemble
and
them.
Produce the sail here from that membrane.
Okay, there's another historical 18 running down as Balmain going upwind. Ferry coming down the track from Manly. There's the ferry. There's the Yendes has tacked back. I think SeaTech and Rag here with the ferry. What's going to happen here? I think they're going to have to bail out, aren't they?
I think Rag will get across, but I'm not so sure about SeaTech. Rag will get across, and legally, I might add.
He's going for it, Rag. He's across.
SeaTech won't.
Just trying to hold high, SeaTech. High and slow, I think. SeaTech, he's still going to go. Stay on port, I think.
Yeah,
go around the stern.
Ferry's going pretty quick.
So there's the bounce. Boom, boom, boom.
And then into the prop wash, which is always unsettling.
With the breeze, it's strongest down at Bradley's Taylor's Bay area, I think. And as we get up to the windward mark, it's only probably about 13 or 14. Still good breeze. There's the three there, SeaTech, Rag, Balmain. That's the battle for the minor placings. Kobe's dropped back a little bit. Here we've got, is this Noakes still running down for the second time?
Yeah, noticeably dropping back from that group is the Marine Outlet. So that Fang problem, whatever it might be, is certainly slowing them down.
So if you're wondering where Finport is, they retired shortly after the start, involved in a collision with ASCC. Both boats retired, so we've got no further information, but only to say that. It could affect things overnight once they go to a protest situation or a mediation.
Yeah, so just so the viewers who might not be familiar with how things work, there's likely to be a protest. because the boats didn't finish due to sustained damage. And when you're protesting like for an incident like that, you can gain redress and be given average points. And I would guess, I haven't had the close look at the numbers, but I'd be guessing an average points at this point in time for Finport would be around 5th. So not helping them.
We're getting a lot of people on live chat having their say. Can you ban people on live chat, Jimmy?
You can.
Can we ban a fellow named Grant Rollison? Rollo, he's on fire today.
Problem is, he's one of the board that signs the contract for us.
Oh, okay.
So we should be nice.
We better give him some love. Good on you, Rollo.
Stuff that. We won't be nice.
Okay, Yandu is being nice. They're at the weather mark. The last time, run to the finish. Clock is running almost.
Extended out to, I think it's going to be about a minute, Pete.
It looks a pretty nice lead. Just this run to home, and well, depending what happens in the protest, I'd say that they've got a pretty firm grip on this title for 2025, but anything is possible. They're away with a very, very good lead. Gee, they did well, that beat. Right in their comfort zone. 13, 14, 15 knots at times.
And that has been their sweet spot, hasn't it, with the big rig?
And they're away on starboard jibe into Taylor's Bay, and we're still waiting for this cross. Rag has got himself second.
Yeah, gain to them.
On a nice lay, Harry Price, C-Tech, a bit of an overlay, and then coming up behind them is Vycobi and Balmain. Vycobi have done a little bit better coming in from the left. Okay, here comes the Rag. Harry Price, sheets are off. Minute 5. 1 minute and 5 seconds.
5 seconds difference. I'm
slipping, aren't I?
You're slipping badly.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Just shows how impressive Yandu was up that beat. Okay, C-Tech.
Yeah, they were going 5 seconds faster than I thought. They've bit of a scrappy set on the C-Tech here. They've got a problem.
No, it's round.
Sorted out.
They're all
There we
right.
go.
Okay, Balmain and a beauty. Around the mark. Straight into it. See the crew working hard to get this spinnaker up. The new spinnaker they've got. They ripped their tangerine one yesterday on Thursday. There they go, just trying to avoid a laser. Hope you've seen him, Henry.
Oh, Henry's got another one under him there.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at. That's the one I'm looking at.
Jeepers.
Thank you, Mr. Laser. Well done. Okay, we're away. Next around will be Vycobi, Marine Plus, the Bigfoot, then Smeg. So they've made a very good recovery, Smeg, after going back. But there's the weather mark, the final time for Marine Outlet. And we're off. And Yandu has opened up a magnificent lead. Boy, they were caught up a bit, had to do a penalty turn, but they are showing an absolute clean pair of heels halfway down the final run. And Heat 8 and the Big Kite Memorial Trophy is looking closer and closer to their grasp. There's Rag in second spot. Gee, the end have extended here, haven't they?
They're just stepping away now and
rocketing away.
Doing it pretty easy now. I got to say, I reckon Big Kite would have liked Fang Warren and Louis Break.
Yeah, big strong boys.
They're cut from the cloth that Big Kite would have liked.
Just got an 18-footer capsize.
That's the 18-footers.
Okay, still.
They got it up, Pete, and they got it away. Started setting the chute, and down the mine she went again.
There they are. They're still going to come down this second run while the leaders are on the third and final run. Yandu smoking around Bradley's Head, bound for the finish. Probably bound for glory, but we'll wait and see. A bit to play out tonight, perhaps.
And still a race tomorrow. Most of the boats can't afford a big drop, another big drop, another big number. So it's not over yet.
But it is certainly for the Yandu boys. It's close to being over for this heat. They're storming past Bradley's Head as Harry Price, Finn and Max running in to Bradley's on starboard. Not far off a jibe. There they go. Standing by. Finn's in, Max is in. Through. Lovely. Great
Nice
jibe.
Lovely jibe from the
Breeze,
boys.
13 to 14 knots here. Full wick. There's Yandu. That's the Clark Island top screen. The gate is just to the right of there. There's a ferry bound for Rose Bay, I think, will go across in front of them. But they're jibing Yandu. Just make sure that they don't get pinned out on one side. Should something untoward happen, playing it pretty safe down the middle. Really good tactics. Safe, conservative, as you'd expect from a team of this class. Louis Brake and Fang Warren. Look at that, straight legs, bent backs and beautiful conditions.
Big waves to deal with there. Oh, just dug it in, but they survived that. Nicely done.
Okay, they're only about 200 metres and less to the gate, but then they get the finish a bit further on. Another 50 or so metres downwind of the gate. So they may go out to a port ley line, perhaps. One in jibe and Rag in second, still off Bradley's. So what do we say, minute 5 at the top mark, the final time. See what we've got here.
Yeah, I think we'll be looking at a little bit of an increase on that. The boys just taking it nice and easy now, just cruising home. That's a great shot. Thank you, boys.
Okay, it's getting down now. This committee boat port of the finishing line, and
here we go for a
starboard. Not far off it. There they go. This is one and in. Lovely jibe. They'll see the committee boat. There it is. They're close. Outstanding victory. We said that a lot. They're across now. Well done. Lovely execution once more.
Having so much fun, they're going to keep going. Oh no, they've changed their mind. They're going to take the guy down.
Yandu takes heat 8. So that will give him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heat wins. And the only fly in the ointment is Finport. What is going to happen to him? Retired after a collision, and I'm sure we'll hear some more of that. So we can't really award the title to Yandu yet, but he's in a very, very strong position. A position that everyone would like to be in, that is for sure. But let's look at this battle for second. Harry Price looks as though he's got second. Probably come good towards the end of the regatta, where you don't want to come good, you want to be good at the start. So Rag will be second. Got one more jibe to lay into the finishing line.
That's a good result for Harry, Max and Finn, because it just helps cement that third position that they're in overall. So a second today will go a long way towards them hanging on to their third spot overall.
Okay, they're just coming across the line now. About a minute 15 unofficial there, the Delta. So Rag second. We've got C-Tech third. And coming in on starboard on the Balmain boys. So that'll improve their position, you would think. But Balmain on a beauty. Breeze here, 14 knots. Henry Larkins, Flynn Toomey and Tommy Grimes, 4th.
Yeah, good race for those boys. They've been a bit unlucky this week.
Yeah, they retired on heat 7 with that broken spinnaker, but they've had an 8th. They took a penalty for 8.6, 12th, 7th, 6th, 9th and 4th today. And here comes a good finish between Marine Outlet and Vycobi. Now they're not. Are they laying the finishing line? They're trying to get down. Josh is trying to get Marine.
Trying to get
Outlet
across
down.
his bow.
I think he will. Okay, Marine Outlet, 5th. Vycobi, 6th. And good from them as well. That was close. So Vycobi be happy with their 6th to go with their 7th on heat 7. Now, next will be the Queensland Friends on the big foot. They will be 7th.
That'll please a certain father who was supposed to be turning up today, Angus Roxburgh. Haven't seen you. Where are you?
Okay, Bigfoot jibing to come in.
Good
There,
race for
they're
Dave
across.
Hayter, Ben Roxburgh and Elliot Marr. They'll
Yep.
be happy with that one.
Next will be Smeg. Well, they've made a big recovery to 8th.
Yeah, they'll be ruining that they went back, though, when they didn't need to.
Absolutely right.
And even when the flag was down, they didn't look.
Didn't see.
And they kept coming back.
I think they're on a good ride into the finish.
Nice little bit of air there for the
Yeah.
cameras. Nicely done.
Jed Cruikshank and
And
Jack
again.
Taylor with Henry Larkins. Oh, they're across the Smeg. And the Black Knight coming in also after a recall. They are 9th. They got back into it a little. So Black Knight 9, Lazarus 10.
Black Knight being the boat who actually were over and came back.
Oh, and good puff coming down. Good puff coming down to the finishing line. Next is the Wealth boys, is it, from Queensland? Wealth.
Yep,
is this
Wealth,
it? Wealth.
yep.
Yeah.
Then the Victorians and 6 are going to be
six coming
close.
in.
Oh, here's a go.
Victorians
6, a
on
bit of yelling
starboard.
here, Victoria and 6. What's 6 going to do? This is good action here. No, 6 across. He's got one more jibe, though, 6.
I think he might just get down, Pete.
Yeah, he will, actually, he will. Victoria, Team Victoria running flat 6th as across. Okay, Team Vic, 13th, 6th or 12th.
Then Emma Rankin and team in the Shore Partners.
14th. Well, probably struggled the last beat or so with that big rig, that lightweight crew. And now a big gap here. Who's the next? That Kitchen Maker, I think. Is that?
Yeah, it is, Pete. Yeah.
He's up off Bradley's, but he's coming down pretty quick in this quickly in this 12 to 14 knot, probably northeasterly breeze.
Not on screen.
Emma's down.
And the Shore and Partners
Well, they
capsized
finished.
back in the chute. So
Yeah.
at least they did it after the finish.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when
and a pretty hot day too, so they're probably just
Be nice in the
Worth
water.
a swim.
Yeah,
26 degrees in the harbour at the moment.
Here's our
26 in the water and 31 out.
next finisher will be the Kitchen Maker.
They've still got a decent jibe to put in before they get to this line. Try and pick this angle.
Yeah, Lockie Steele, his team of Jerome Watson, Darcy McCracken. They're not far off a jibe. Don't want to leave it too late, boys. You got plenty of wind to jibe in.
Here they go.
Yep.
Oh, they're
Oh,
shaking
no.
up. They want to be getting... Here they go. We'll have them on board the camera cat in a minute if they don't get that job done. Just in the background behind them is the Skiff Ropes Rockstar. Will be the next one after them.
The Kitchen Maker 15th. Getting a good little ride across the finishing line they're in.
Looks like Team Vic might be going for a little practice sale.
Oh, this is a late jibe on the
I think we might back up a bit.
Yeah.
Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Yeah, I think you need to.
They're going to the Oyster Bar at the Opera House, I think.
I think this is what you'd call a... Could be a bit of a... Oh, no, he's dropping the chute and they're going to reach up. Okay, that's fair enough. If you can get the job done. You see below the finishing mark there. Idea is to get the spinnaker down.
Is that
It's
the
not
idea,
happening.
Pete?
Yeah, it's not happening at the moment. Oh, there it goes. Now he's not under threat from anyone.
No.
No, next boat on the coming to the finish is the Goat Marine.
So Skiff Ropes Rockstar 16th. Oh, where's he going? Got to get away now. He's just trying to get the boat away.
Boys. Wind it away.
He's still got a bit to do here. Oh,
Here we go.
now what's he going to do? It's got a bit wobbly here.
Well done to Tamara on board. There was reports earlier that she was a bit injured and was 50-50 whether she was
is
going to
she?
sail. So hats off
They're
to
across.
Tamara for that.
Mickey Martin, Tamara Bowman, and Benjamin Boringer. Okay, powering in here is the... What do we got here? The Goat Marine. Luke Goebel and Cam Barr, James Taylor. Goat in 17th. Having a good day.
Shippo's late for dinner.
Oh, my timer's going. I'm sorry.
Your bedtime is it? Timer, is it, Chippo?
For my nanny nap. My blood pressure test. What's going on there?
Burrowing.
Got the burrowing round to the left here.
Next in, followed by the Royal Oak.
I think both these boats have had a capsize, haven't they? Did Burrow? Yeah,
Yeah, burrowing had quite a big one.
Burrowing had a couple
I think a bit of
it.
overlay on the Royal Oak. Okay, Burrowing 18. Judge that nicely. The Royal Oak, there he is. Simon Nern.
Nice work.
It's the Burrowing. With his son Max and Tom Quigley. Next is the 18-footer. No, sorry, it's the Royal Oak Four Pines.
Royal Oak.
They will be 19th. So there's a couple still to come. Okay, Royal Oak reaching across the finishing line.
They're
And
over.
next will be, who's this?
Alan from the UK using the old Tech 2 chute.
Alan, Anthony Godwin, Daniel Bevan and Uf Anderson. Anderson. I know Daniel's mum's watching, so hello to you back in England. Boys, on a beautiful day on the harbour. I hate to rub it in, but it is a lovely day. There's Alan coming across. And then after them, is Honda Marine the last one?
I can see.
Oh, there's one there without a spinnaker, isn't there?
Heffler House
Herfler House.
and someone else.
Where's Gotcha for Life? Did they go up the final time?
Well, at the moment
believe
we've got
they did.
Heffler House and another boat without spinnakers coming down. So
Yeah, Honda Marine got a Venturi effect in their spinnaker. Halfway down the
in front, next to the Honda.
see
to
it
the
flapping
O.
away. Well, let's recap if we
The other boat
can.
that's coming down without a spinnaker is the 18-footers. So,
Oh, well, they're being lapped, aren't they? Wouldn't they be being lapped?
Yeah, I think there's one right up the very, very top, near the top mark at the moment. So, and for all the viewers at home, if they, Vycobi have got a nice little apparel line for the 18-footers club, and you can, there it is, you can scan that little QR code there and it'll take you, or goes to the Vycobi website, and there's a drop-down tab for the 18-footers, and you can get your hands on some of that excellent merch there from the team at Vycobi.
That's the Sale Media team modelling that gear in that photo.
Absolutely,
isn't it,
Dol.
Jimmy?
Yeah. I was a blank cat.
Who's that under Bradley's head? Is that Huffler House just jibing? It's gone into the protection of Bradley's. So, well, a day that gave us a little bit of everything. The first drama being the collision between Finport and ASCC, which resulted in both boats retiring. We've got no more information than that, but I'm sure tomorrow when you join us again there will be some information. So Yandu won by over a minute from Rag and Famish, Sea-Tech, Balmain, Marine Outlet, Vycobi, Bigfoot, Smeg, Black Knight and Lazarus. And all I can tell you is that the points, Yandu has 15 points. Going into the race today, Finport had 16, but that will all be dependent on what plays out this afternoon or overnight as regards Finport's placings. And Rag and Famish, now finishing second today, have 30 points. So the differential between Yandu and Rag is 15 points, which would mean that as far as Rag is concerned, they can't beat Yandu, because Yandu would come in, they would go to 27.8, and Rag can't really do much better than 31, I think. Anyway, it's very rough, but Yandu's certainly a clear leader on the point score, but it all depends on what happens to Finport. ASCC, they didn't finish. Well, they'll be in the room as well, I would think. Probably Sea-Tech have jumped themselves into maybe fourth overall, finishing third today. Smeg, well, they might maintain sixth. Balmain might jump themselves up to sixth or seventh or eighth. It's just hard to know because, as I say, there's no definitive action yet on points for Finport or ASCC. So, sorry, we can't be more definite of that, but I don't want to give any false hopes or don't want to pre-guess anything that might play out in the next 24 hours or so. So I think we'll wind it up for the moment. It's been a lovely day on the harbour, a classic breeze that built slowly as the day went on. We've got the Huffler House just about to come across the finishing line, and just up off Bradley's still running down under Spinnaker has got you for life. They'll probably be the tail end, Charlie. So we'll be back tomorrow afternoon. We'll see the ribbon put on the champion, whoever that may be. I think most people have got a fair idea who it will be, but who knows? It's a funny game and a lot to play out. So on behalf of the Sale Media team, and so before we go, Dolly, the forecast for tomorrow, it's into the nor'west a bit, is it? Or have we seen an update?
Hot nor'wester.
Ooh, that's ugly.
Probably not going to be too high in strength. The sort of breeze that...
Could play some tricks.
The sort of breeze that'll play some tricks, yeah, but I don't think it'll throw up too many challenges for Yandu. As you say, Pete, we'll stand by for what happens tonight. If there's some protests, which I'm pretty sure there will be, we'll see what the results of that are. But like I said, if average points ended up being awarded to Finport, it would be about a fourth or a fifth, I think. If not, they'll be dropping their did not finish and carrying their eighth, which was their previous discard. So we'll let everyone know what happens when we go to air tomorrow. Otherwise, they can probably keep an eye on some of the social media outlets. They might glean a bit of information before we go to air tomorrow.
Okay, well, if Svinport does get scrubbed, they'll count the 8th, as you say. That would take them to 24 points. Yandu 15. Well,
I don't think it threatens their second place.
No, but
that's what I'm saying.
No, and it'll make it very hard, I would think, to jump over the top of Yandu. But anyway, we'll see tomorrow. Thanks again for your company from a lovely Sydney Harbour. We look forward for the final time tomorrow for Heat 9 of the JJs for 2025. The team from Sale Media saying farewell. Peter Shipway, good afternoon from Sydney Harbour.